are going to be talking about the juxtaposition cross of bargains as we're making our way through all, 192 incarnation crosses. I think we have like 8 or something so far. So today we're going to talk about the juxtaposition cross of bargains.
So bargains is going to be from probably gate 37, I'm guessing, right?
Yep.
These bargains, it's tribal business. It's tribal business. It comes off of planning, so and it moves into intermigration. This bargains is really important. You'll see everything's a
Well,
bargain to these guys.
and if you are interested in booking a reading with either Danny or myself, you can check out the QR code above, or I have the links down in the description box below, and you can use code AWAKEN for 10% off. So we can hang out, talk about your chart. If you have any questions, you're having some issues coming up, we can help you out with that. And if you have been getting a lot out of our videos, there's tons in our playlist. If you're ready to dive into any aspect of human design and you'd like to encourage us and support us, we have our donation link right above, as well as down in the description box below. And thank you so very much. And thank you to everyone who is watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, hanging out with us, having fun. We love having you, and let's get into it. So the juxtaposition cross of bargains, which is part of the solar plexus, the will, the sacral, and the throat. It's part of quarter one, which is the quarter of initiation. It's a very mental inspiration kind of energy. And the gates are 37, 45, and 35. And these people are born around the February 27th, more or less, depending on the year. These are our warm hearted bargainers who no one can resist and who can be great at making or facilitating the deal for the progress of the community. Ra continues, the fixed bargain being everything is a bargain. Everything, and they are fixed on that. It doesn't matter what goes on in their lives, it really doesn't matter. Everything is about the deal. If you have a 4-1 profile in your life, it does no good to resist them. 4-1s are very fixed, and any juxtaposition cross is a 4-1, so they're very fixed. You can never ever change them. You just can't, but you can destroy them. There's nothing they can do. It is their fixed fate. With this cross, everything is a deal. Everything. If you meet one of these people and they bargain you to death, what to do? Understand the joke in all of that. The way in which society is organized through the cross of planning, you get to see its extremes in the bargain because that's what it is. We have these tacit bargains. We've built our civilization on these bargains. We have been able to expand at this incredible pace through these bargains.
These bargains are every single place. Do you know how many bargains are made just to get McDonald's to open up at 5 a.m.? The truck guy at the truck transportation place, the transportation place at the forklift guy at the manufacturer is going to deliver the stuff to deliver with their truck. You know, I mean, it's just one giant long chain of bargains all the way through. Many of them in writing and many of them not. The symbol up here of the handshake is actually the first initial and the truest bargain. It's just, I agree. I'll be, and it's as simple as, don't worry, I'll be there. I'll be there at 3. That's a bargain. You said 3, and my end of the deal was I'd be there too. You know, I mean, that's a bargain, and everything is sort of viewed this way. Why is that such a good thing, man? Well, truth is, very few people will have this juxtaposition. Very minor piece of the wheel. I haven't done the math in a long time, so actually I forget what percentage of people are any one juxtaposition cross. It's wicked small. It's
Oh,
0.00 something percent or 0.0 something percent. It's not even as high as a tenth of a percent, I would guess. So very few people are going to have this cross. We need it in the world, though. What does it do? It brings friendly. It brings friendship and honor and the capacity for there to be loyalty. It brings a sensitivity to the bargain, to wanting it to be a bargain that, you know, is good for you too, essentially works for you as well. In its lower expression, it's I want a bargain strictly to get gain for myself at your expense. And you just have to watch, it would be one or the other, and you watch that person and let them be themselves. When they are themselves, what they're really doing is setting a tone that allows us to move into the next cross after this, which is consciousness. Actually, that's what comes after this one, right? Yeah, that'll be the cross of consciousness with the 63 and the 64. I think 63 is next, actually. I am friendly. I'm emotionally clear that I'm friendly or not. I feel that what's going to be in this bargain is actually I'm going to give you some and I'm going to get some and I'm going to come to know who I am and know who you are by how this all works with you. And I am incredibly fixed in that nature. And I teach the rest of the world around me that one way or another, everything's a bargain. Every last thing practically is a bargain. Moni, I'll see you at 7:30. That's a bargain. And God, the bargains you got back are like incredible. I mean, don't worry, I'll do the thing. I'll make sure the thing. It's incredible, Moni. All the things we say we're going to do are a bargain, and these people teach us to look, what level of bargain do I want? Because most of us are going to say, I don't want the level of bargain of Juxty over there. She's on 10, man. Everything's a bargain with her. It's like, hey, I got a pencil sharpener. Yeah, what are you going to give me for it? I just need to use it. Yeah, okay. Well, clean some dishes for that. Not
Eh,
that far, but it potentially can go to lengths like that. So they're here showing us what degree of bargain, so that we start to thinking about bargains generally. These people keep bargain in the world as something that needs to be considered, and thank God, because when we're at the marriage altar and say, I do, that's a bargain too. Let's get these things right. And these things, this cross urges us and moves us all to continue to get that right.
yeah, it's the negotiation, it's the deal.
Mhm.
And that's why I feel it's like as we're getting closer to this end of the cross of planning with 2027 into the Sleeping Phoenix, I feel that the 4037, like our negotiating skills will have to become more clear because the frequency of this energy is kind of starting to drop off. And we're going to have to be more on top of the deals and bargains that we make because the energy is just not there holding us up anymore. That's my own personal thought.
I
Okay.
think we're going to see that. I agree. I agree with what you just said.
4-1 profile is about 2% of the population. So if we did 2% divided by 64, because there's going to be the 64 different
Yep.
variations,
Yep.
then it's 0.03%
Cool.
for each juxtaposition
Three
cross.
100ths of 1%. Remember, I said it wouldn't even be 1/10 of a percent.
Juxtaposition cross of bargain. They're here to create harmony through strategic agreements and timing. The purpose is to foster community bonds, gate 37, and liberation, gate 40, respecting natural rhythms of gate 5 for progress, gate 35. The role is to negotiate fair systems to support collective advancement.
Totally, because we draw in these gates of the collective, the 35 and the 5, and it's very balanced here. 35 is from the collective experiential side, the abstract, and the one that feels and tells stories. And the 5 is from the logical side, the understanding logical collective circuitry. And that's saying, hey, we fix patterns over here right out in the open. And 35 is we have progress, we have patterns in progress. This brings the patterned progress of what bond is right, and the bond becomes part of the bargain. In fact, the bond will determine the cleanness and the availability and the successfulness of that bargain in the first place. And so, in a lot of ways, the bargain brings us to the right bond, and then the right bond brings out the right bargains, and the bargain then reinforces the bond. It's just over. If your bud always comes through, and then you always come through for your bud, 10 years later, that trust is there. It's just there. It's so good. It's like you don't even have to think about it anymore. You know what I mean? In a way, it's that's what they're looking for, that trust and that loyalty and that sureness. That's part of my kin over there. That's my tribe.